He's not really driving there. That one you just got to come out of the plate harder. Feel like it dragged a little there?
Yeah, tiny bit. It felt like I was chicken wing.
Yeah, it looked like it dragged a little bit to me. Man, if you used to start coming off that plate harder, it's just barely popping. Barely Mary Poppins. All right, stay close to front foot. Come off that plate hard.
32.
There you go. That was better. Now, can you try to slam your trunk forward harder too? Go.
Wow. And you said the Dulo was going to be down.
I think you could get more forward trunk tilts too, though. It kind of looks like you're doing like you're kind of flying off to the side and doing a little snap back action. Try to finish through the target with the trunk forward. Come on, drive.
32. No, these med balls have never got me this tired.
You're switching up things, so. I wouldn't do too many. I mean, with 41, hitting that a few times as a baseline for today.
32.
Man, your drive just looks mistimed too. You look like you're hopping out. Like, not necessarily that it's too early. It's just like you're hopping out. Like, fix your angles. Like, remember what I was saying? Like, get yourself as low as possible so the angles change, like we did when you were doing your chest ups.
Yeah. Okay.
How it's going to transfer more into the trunk like that. Like, you're too upright, so it's like you're peaking your energy, your force vectors are all off, so the timing of it is all over the place, and then it makes your trunk angle all over the place.
Okay.
So get yourself lower, force vector more towards the target, so when you're driving, it can start transferring into the trunk better. If it transfers into the trunk better, it's going to transfer into the ball better. I really like that one. I really like that one.
I feel like sometimes I'm pushing it. That's what it feels like on my arm. But
pushing it?
Yeah, it doesn't like, what's it called? Like, it doesn't, I don't know how to explain it.
That one didn't look like a push to me. It looked like you stayed stacked. I liked your contralateral tilt.
Yeah, I know, but with the no arm action, it feels like I'm like this.
Throwing darts?
Yeah. Like even when I'm throwing a baseball too.
All right, so if it feels like that, then don't let the elbow adduct in front of the face. So the next part of it then you'd have to start working on is that supination to pronation and getting it to extend and turn over instead of pushing in front of the face, if that's what's happening. But when I watch you throw, it doesn't look like you're doing that.
It feels like I'm going like it feels like I'm doing it right, but it's just like palming the ball. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. And you probably got to get better at that supination to pronation to the release of it. It's not bad at all. Get out of that back hip. Gotta drive. At least you're sitting 32 now, though. If you start driving it, it's gonna go up. I don't mind it. You're still just losing that trunk position so quick. Man, really got to crush the that rotational core strength. You got to build a lot more rotational core strength.
Because I feel like as soon as I start going, with my back leg, I just feel this whole size.
Do you feel tightness, or do you feel like you just can't delay it?
I can't delay it because
then
this goes and then
that's just strength,
this
dude.
front side just starts going right.
You got to build way more strength in your core.
Like I can delay it.
I'm gonna film the last one on my phone, Gene, just to take a look. But it's looking pretty good, man. And it doesn't that ball doesn't look like it's like spinning like you used to do when you used to kind of like really pull your front side. Man, stay in your posterior chain. Stay in your backside, and then you're gonna have to drive out. You got to stay loaded back here. So you're getting too far out, almost into your quads, and then you're trying to come out. You got to be able to stay loaded in this backside, all right, and sit back into it. Here, can you guys film this? Like you're like this. You're letting everything come too far out here. You got to stay in this backside. So stacked in that back leg, right? Now you're in flexion. Now you've got your whole posterior chain to drive out. You can use your calves, you can use your quads, you can use your glutes. Everything could be used here. As soon as you start shifting into here, you're going to get a little bit of ankle and you're going to get a little bit of quad. You can't get this whole posterior chain involved. So stay loaded, power up. Go again. Feel yourself loaded in the whole everything from the back side. Explode out of that back hip. 32. There you go. Well, better click. Hit one more. Don't think, just go. Just explode out of that backside. Went down a little bit. All right. Who's next?
So you want to grab the camera so he could record or switch on?
Yeah, truck out way. Way too far forward.
All right.
In front of keep your weight behind the belt buckle. Yeah, you're dragging it hard. Not as bad. Just gotta keep it literally a tiny bit more behind. That's not bad though. But look, that feeling like you're talking about, you can see the elbows pushing in front of the face. That's what I'm talking about. When the elbow adducts in front of the face like that, that's when you're gonna feel like you're throwing darts. So it needs to be able to go from like this external rotation, supination, and then you quickly got to turn it over into the extension pronation. So anytime it's like that the arm goes back, you abducted, it goes to shoulder rotation, it's laying back, and external rotation and supination. Then as the trunk's going forward, it lays more and more and more into it. Then when it turns over, it's just got to go into extension and pronation and then finish. You can't let it push in front of the face, then you're going to feel like you're pushing up. That's that feeling. So it's got to go from that unload, that like external rotation load, to quickly just unload extension. Yeah, I mean, you just gotta get better at that pronation to extension release. That ball should just be like, it's that catapult action of that external rotation to just release. So if anything it ducks, one, it's harder on the UCL, and then two, you're gonna get that feeling of like I'm throwing a dart. But when you throw a baseball, I don't really see you do it. Stay close. Drive out of that back hip.
I got you. I'm done with the med balls.
Let's go, Jose. Big drive. You got it, baby. I've got no battery left, so go quick. The battery's dead. It's not even. It's like frozen. Jose, big drive. We got. Where's the other? Gene, is there one over here?
Yeah, there's the one that's right here.
That's right. Is it gonna feel weird to try to fix your foot angle? So instead of being like this, do you think you could get it more like stacked on? So don't be so much like with your foot angle. You know, it's like when you're squatting, it's like you're putting like your feet out to create more torsion. You're trying to do like the same thing. So you're giving yourself like a little bit more room for external rotation because you're probably missing that internal rotation. So try to get yourself to like force it a little bit to stay a little more stacked. All right, so you can load and kind of get a better force vector. It's going to force you to use a little more internal rotation, but you need it. Stay in that backside, explode out. Flexion to extension. One more time. Come on, drive that plate.
So what do you propose? Cookie cutter portfolios? No. Retail portfolios.
You're not driving. Explode out, baby.
We don't have those. So what's in it for you? Our phase structures will be better than our plans. Fisher investments were clearly different.
Pop it a few times. Like lift and pop, lift and drive. One more. Come on, lift and drive. Don't throw. Just lift and drive.
It starts with good conversations.
Okay.
Straight classes. Restaurant, practice. Let's enjoy the peace. This is my neighbor's moment.
Go again.
And I may be
Come on, drive out of that backside. Don't throw this one. Get that. There it is. Keep your shoulders closed. Good.
feel like for me to get all that, like this driving out this position right here, like being this low, I gotta be.
It's hard. Where you, that is where you go.
Because that's where it is. Because that's where it feels like it's just easier to put it on.
Right, right. Lock it.
31.
Stay close. You lost the
St. Joseph Stick with the Italian Americans out there. Deliberate towards the individual Cardinals. I saw Michael Capuano practicing his Italian with Gary Garcia. Just in between innings, and Mike, throw it up. What's up, guys?
Finish with your trunk forward. Don't let yourself go.
That one was real, like rotational.
Yeah, because gluing went like this. Finish with the trunk forward. Slam forward. There you go. Better. You want to go again, Gene?
I gotta do chest up throws. Like with the baseballs.
You guys done? Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Gene.
I have to. You can come back and watch me when I do.
Pains, odors, and allergens, even the toughest setting buses. That's why it's our best deep cleaning system for pet buses. Whatever stage of pet parenthood you're in, this will help you live in the moment, not the mess.
You get hit?
Make those walks easier every step of the way. From tasty treats on the go to toys that keep them moving. Whether it's rain or shine, get everything they need, even prescriptions.
Yeah, see how it looks.
Leashes, toys, and treats for every kind of walk.
That's it.
Delivered right to
All
your
that
door.
mat up.
Get fast, free 1 to 2 day shipping.
So maybe
Visit chewy.com today.
I'd have to like go do another throw. Let me see what the back is.
The Marlins will be back here at Port St. Louis, which begins at
Well, Saturday camping world update. Red Sox Rays. Michael Chivas goes down and gets his Matters eye. He and Bobby Dalbeck are now tied for the MLB lead in homers this spring with 5. Red Sox fans love to see it. They're tied right now at 7 in the bottom of the game.
You never really like supinate. So you're just holding. You know, a little bit. You're just holding it back here. So you go like this, back, and then forward. I mean, try it. It feels really weird to some people. Like, and people get varying degrees of supination. So you don't need to be like extreme, but you do want like. And it's probably because you're doing this drill where there's no rotation with it. I think the rotation of the shoulder kind of helps you get a little bit of supination, but give it a shot.
Alex Smith of the whole state of Florida wrapped around his neck.
Are you gonna do regular throws today too?
Yeah, I already threw. So I'm just gonna do like ladder up there a little bit. I'm gonna go like this.
Like you're not release the ball. So that's not like dark zone.
Well, this kid has a in the arm.
I'm pushing a little lower.
A little bit push.
He's not the one pitching prospect
Go home.
the Cardinals have. Smith takes one toward the left field line. Justin Turner runs after it, so does Mendoza. Neither can get there.
Frank final. Frank with a slow curve.
Under great Italian.
The most important thing, you don't feel anything in the shoulder, right?
Liberatore is trying to be. Came from the Tampa Bay Rays. And he's got a lot to live up to right now. Turner's making that trade as you would want. Smith strikes.
Are you gonna do regular throws? Or?
Yeah.
Rays.
We're gonna do like 10 of each and then up each side.
You know, also too, it's like when there's no energy, because a lot of it is like the energy in the trunk. So when you're like, you go through that like thoracic extension, and then the arms start like laying back, and it's all this energy is like building in the trunk. And you hit front foot strike, and now the trunk is gonna shoot forward. The arm lays more into external rotation, and then it's like all of that energy from the trunk jolting forward is what launches the arm. So when you're doing this at like very little effort, that energy isn't in the trunk. So it's just like your arm is just trying to like pick up that extra energy. It's like slack through the system.
Dan Schulman was.
Yeah, I mean, so much happened.
Joe tell Dan Schulman on the radio he probably didn't even see or was aware of it. Yeah, most of that.
Is that how you throw, like, with the front side?
I'm trying to hold it.
You're just trying to hold it?
Yeah.
Despite
It's not gonna.
that helps you monitor the game.
Not doing that little thing, the little dip.
The ball two strikes on
Nowhere near as bad as before.
where the door was.
Like that's a much cleaner path than what you were doing.
Supinate a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's like when you have that rotation, it's that rotation of the shoulder that makes that supinate like that. The forearm supinate like that.
Try to engage.
Just try to keep try to keep that same shoulder angle and get through the hip more, but keep the front side close.
Was remarkable.
Like your trunk got a little ahead of your body. Hey, what are you doing, dog?
Serious.
You started a little bit too
Arm action is better.
far. No biting.
And then supinate.
Don't bite. Don't bite. It's kind of tough to and so try to keep your trunk maybe a tad bit more behind. Yeah. Because here's the thing, it's like look where you hit front foot strike. Like that's where you're. Yeah. That's
Great postseason, but boy,
yeah.
to get to the postseason without 2 months he put together, which was just remarkable what he did.
He had a big home run against the Dodgers. They got his second half after he got traded. He was
I gotta get my chest more.
It's just the same thing. It's like right before you hit front foot.
75% of those innings. Just could not finish a few of those games.
To hold it up, right?
Yeah, the next thing though too
Yes, with Murphy.
is so it's like when you release your leg, right? So the next thing would be like you get way more tilts when you throw the head.
Yes, that was incredible.
They'll be getting more tilts from that. Don't really worry.
The people, the notches on his belt in the postseason. Now, Hendricks, Lester, Marietta. Yes. It was, I mean, wasn't Ricky 19 and 3 that year?
That one was a very low sub-2 ERA.
193 ERA or something crazy, and then taking down 5 fighters.
And he got Kershaw too.
But still feels fine.
Yeah.
And they just kind of got class.
I really don't feel nothing. It's just starting feeling like not pain. You know, it's just
Well,
fatigue.
that's good. Yeah. The lat and the pec are what's going to accelerate it. Exactly. So your lat, yeah, exactly. So that's powering you through shoulder rotation. And before you were probably freaking just grinding out that shoulder. That rotator cuff was probably getting just hammered.
With you, Keith. Game 1 was the key to that series.
It's the second time. It's a dangerous spot. Frazier got drilled there.
It just comes off the bed up there. Down. I'm so sorry, Josh.
Josh, you look exhausted, man. Were you up late?
That's a bit of a running. Woke up at 4:30.
In space.
Boy, left side hard. Why'd you wake up at 4:30? Oh shoot.
Line drives.
Coach CrossFit.
So you're way before 5
My bad, Josh. I'm sorry.
Try to keep your foot, like try to keep that foot, that foot, because as soon as that foot opens, your trunk wants to open too. So it's like as soon as this guy starts to open, it's like you already starting to get here. So keep that close.
This is a fine bag.
Much better with the shoulder angle. Like you're right at 90 degrees.
Often, boy, just finally put one in the gap here. Even the most impressive young player.
So see, how are we gonna get to that where I get up here?
You gotta start then you have the next piece is like figuring out
Figure eights.
how you're gonna arm cock to that position. I mean there's a bunch of ways we can do it, but you'll just start figuring out how you're gonna pull and cock to that position, and then you just gotta start building it in.
Don't take him out. Let him bit down of it. If you watch him, Liberator, if you're a young pitcher, gets the ball, stays on the mound, doesn't run around.
Such a stupid comment. Catches the ball, doesn't run around the mound.
Look at the big leagues for the Cardinals this year.
Get front foot, closed, separated, arms nice and high, goes for shoulder rotation with the trunk, front leg extension, a little bit tilts with it. That's pretty good.
Or two more. And then I go to my laterals and then I'll do that.
Good call. I tell you what, Google, they just work. His stay to the national stage
Or that one. There wasn't any drive. So it's like when there's no drive, that's also when you're gonna want to pull the glove side. No energy through the hip. Because you hit front foot and then you're pulling again.
Our last one we had originally.
One time he was
Infielder, outfielder for the A's. Supposed to be a position early in his career. Switched to pitching.
2019 when I did the whole season, did the national wild card game, saw Sean Doolittle pull up the game. And he came over and said, "You didn't bring any of the Mets players with you, did you?"
Alright, I'm sorry, Steve. I'm sorry. You good?
We'll tell you about that. We'll tell you about that. Continues. It's day one of the NCAA tournament. The Nets trying to stay hot, looking for their seventh straight victory.
So far,
Is now on his way to the battle.
right at 90.
Jesus,
Hit front foot. Fairly close.
Take that and bring this.
The only thing though is that, like, with I know you're just trying to keep yourself close with the club side thing, but it's keeping you from like getting into the fulcrum. The fulcrum's what's going on. Build more rotation. So if you're like here, you're never going to really get like that great rotation. So that glove side has to come from here to here. Yeah, exactly. So like you want it to come like over to your side because it creates a fulcrum for you to create rotations there.
So here's 345.
I mean, yeah, however you want to try to like keep that front side closed. But it's like when you start to begin that rotation, it's got to pull in. Help you accelerate your shoulder rotation. But the trick is going to be like now keeping yourself from getting that pull, that early trunk rotation too soon. Much better. I really like that.
Alright, last three.
Okay.
Fire into the is under